Hey, welcome back to Overhead Athletics. Today I'm joined by Lucas, and he's one of our younger baseball players. We want to talk about managing some forearm stiffness and forearm tightness after a bout of throwing. So this is really your video on forearm recovery, elbow recovery after a bout of intense throwing or intense loading. And one of the things we want to think about is decongesting tissue. One of the influences that I've had throughout my career, just in watching videos and some of the things that I'm doing myself, is Kelly Starrett from the Ready State. And so Mobility WOD Gemini here, I like for the forearm. Now, we think of this typically as a thoracic mobilization tool, or kind of a paraspinal soft tissue mobilization tool as well. But one of the things that we're starting to use this for is actual forearm massage, because I can fit that ulna bone right into that crevice there a lot better than you can with, say, the peanut, which is two lacrosse balls together. So I've recently got this thing and then started experimenting with it as a massage technique. So one of the things we want to do, we're going to start in that muscle bulk here. And these are all things he hasn't done yet. So he's just kind of rolling in and out of it. Nice little massage. Now, he spent some time throwing yesterday and a little sore today in the shoulder and the elbow. So we want to think about massage, bring as much blood in the area as we can, loosen up some of those high tone muscles, and then also just start to move fluid around, change the fluid dynamics in the tissue. And so one way we start to do that is massage, and I can massage with the lacrosse ball, but I actually like this. I feel like it kind of pushes that muscle tissue, that myofascial tissue kind of away from the bone, come all the way up. So he's giving it a down pressure, and he can do whatever he kind of feels comfortable with. And you can take that tool again and start to kind of massage into the pronator teres here. It'll grab the skin nicely, so you're trying to move layers of connective tissue and slide one layer on another, and just kind of find where he may be a little more sore or tight there around that elbow and those forearm muscles, and just start to play around and move around with that. A lacrosse ball will work for both of these. Go ahead and try. But maybe doesn't give us the same amount of, make it feel the same as when I do it, and then kind of give it a little twist. And we can start to hit some of this stuff with tools that we might have. I think this is an awesome tool because it's a little more focal, gives me a little bit better grasp of the skin, and I kind of spend some time in a place where I feel sore. So wherever you feel kind of nitty gritty or maybe a little bit more tender, just spend a little time in there. A lot of people get it right up in here. And I'm just moving things around. So I start with this to get things moving, and I'm going to actually come back and finish with this. Probably won't show it in the video. We'll do a lot of massage like this. And now you can take your lacrosse ball and kind of get onto that back of the forearm too. So go ahead and give this one a try, Lucas. And these are things he's going to do at home. So we teach him this. We can refresh it. Yeah, and kind of spend some time finding where you're a little stiff, little tight. And these are things he's going to continue on his own to start to work on a lot of these different soft tissues. Okay. So he'll spend some time there, a few minutes, day after he throws, and then we want to get him into some activation style things. Let's kind of reperfuse this with blood, get some of the stagnant cytokines and inflammatory molecules and fluids out of the area, and just start to kind of refresh this thing. So instead of icing, let's talk about massage. Let's talk about a little heat on the area. And then let's also talk about a little exercise and those sorts of things as well. So let's go into just a couple really simple exercises here. So one of the things we like is starting to just train a little grip. These are nice low intensity things. So now I'm hitting a little bit of that rotator cuff. At the same time, I'm just getting a little bit of grip, forearm work on the posterior aspect of the forearm as well as my grip muscles. So just nice little catches there. And the idea here isn't I'm going to get stronger or anything like that. The idea being I'm just going to get some blood into the rotator cuff, into these external rotators, get some into the kind of posterior forearm as well as some of the finger flexors, and just trying to loosen them up, get some blood in there, get them moving a little bit. And most people have some amount of a heavy ball. And then I can do the same thing out here and start to train the supraspinatus a little bit. So posture, buddy, posture. So I'm never in kind of this slouched posture. That's one thing Lucas is working on a lot now. Kind of get out in this lunge position and just kind of thumb down. What did we just say? Posture, good. And then let go up and down. So catch. So now, nothing too intense. This is 2 pounds. He could do 1, but now we're starting to hit the supraspinatus, chest up. Postural stability, up and down with the ball. Pretty great just to start to get things moving again. And these are like, a 2 on the Richter scale. Now what I should say is You know, he's at about a 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10 intensity. He shouldn't be too much above that. That's good there. And then we'll kind of take him into some other forearm variations, whether he wants to kind of hit the internal rotators. And we're not focused on technique here. It's just movement, right? So now a little forearm flexion. And if you want, you can always wrap a ball in these sorts of bands. Plyo ball like this is great because it actually trains you to grip a little bit. These are nice little internal rotation kind of movements. So the lefty here. So now he's getting a little internal rotation. And now he's basically saying, all right, instead of a ice bag that's kind of this passive modality where I'm decreasing blood into the area, I'm trying to bring as much blood in because that's what's going to help heal these tissues. So now kind of same thing up here. And now we've kind of changed and put some non-harmful inputs into the system. Now I like EMS stim, you know, the one where you're getting your muscles contracting a little bit. That stuff's all good. But active recovery is kind of our king here. And then we focus on our thoracic mobilizations, our stretching routines, all those great things the day after we throw. But we spend 10 minutes, try to get some blood into those tendons, into that elbow, kind of move some synovial fluid around. Now get some triceps, you know, and he's just going until he feels a light little burn in the muscle. It's not a training effect as much as it is a recovery exercise. Beautiful. Start with the massage. I do like that Gemini. It's pretty awesome for thoracic extension, thoracic mobilization and mobility, which is where we would use it most of the time. But I actually found, hey, let me try that on the forearm. I can fit that all in the bone right inside. Pretty great. So check that out. They have a lot of good tools over there at the Ready State. And then check out some of their content as well. They've kind of been an influence on some of the stuff we've done here, especially from a recovery standpoint. This is kind of a nice, easy, simple routine that you can utilize to help that elbow and that forearm recover quicker, as well as hit a little bit of what's going on at the shoulder as well. The same idea applies. Massage, mobilize, restore function, restore range of motion, and then pump blood into the area. And this is when we can use our BFR. We've done videos on that in the past as a recovery mechanism or recovery tool. Blood flow restriction, get as much blood into that area as possible. Things at your disposal, a lot of options. If you guys like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one.